Good evening. A 3-0 defeat at Potters Bar Town tonight. Leigh, in your time as Kingstonian manager, was that the worst performance?
No, I don't think it was the worst performance. If I'm being totally honest, 25 minutes, we conceded the goal. Up until then, it was just us. We pinned them in. We had a couple of opportunities. One that fell inside the 6-yard box. He just has to header it either side, but we don't score. And then the first opportunity that they get, they score. And it was a weak goal. 3 minutes later, the second opportunity, again, they score. And it's not good enough. And I've just said that to them in there. We've got players in there that played 300, 400, 500 games at this level and above, and changes will be happening.
So particularly in defence, I suppose, you always knew that Leo Chambers was coming back in after a suspension,
yeah.
but certainly at full-back and arguably at centre-back, there were real problems, right?
100%. Listen, I'm not going to hide. I said to the lads in there, and I'll say to whoever, I won't hide from anything. I'll hold my hands up, and I have got problems at the back. I always knew Leo had to miss the first 2 games, but Leo's first down on the team sheet at the back, end of. So he's a quality player. And yeah, I can't legislate for that. For them 2 first goals, I mean, if it's just poor. It's poor. You was there, you saw it yourself. So, I mean, as much as we look down in the dumps at what's happened there, don't get me wrong, the first 25 minutes, it was just us. And then, like I say, the first opportunity, the ball goes in, it's a goal. And I've got too many experienced players there to not deal with a simple ball like that. And then the second goal, ball comes in again, drops down, penalty spot, no one reacts. No one's throwing their body on the line to clear that second ball, and they score.
And as you say, it was a relatively bright start, although I don't think we had a shot on target until the second half. In terms of going forward,
no, I don't. The first 2 or 3 minutes when we've played down the right side, it's come across and the header's gone over, and then Greg Cundall's there, and he's got whether it's a header or a shot, he's got inside there. And obviously he headed it back to the goal. So things happen like that, so I'm not blaming him for that. But we were the better team. We pushed them in there off. We was in there off within the first and seconds. I thought we was very good in the middle of the park, probing. But at the end of the day, we didn't really have a clear-cut chance apart from that until the second half.
I think we saw Leo Leary, he used to play for K's, wonderful midfielder at this level. He was very good for us, and he was the best midfielder on the pitch. You must have looked at some of his kind of balance and passing and calmness and knitting things together and thought, I need a midfielder like that out there. We didn't really see it from our midfield tonight, did we? Not that level of composure and class. No,
we didn't, but I've had, and it's not making excuses, tell you how it is that I've had Sean McCauley signed, broke his nose in the game against Slough. I've not been able to use him. He's back. Manu, player of the season last year, suspended for the first 2 games. He's back. Leo Chambers, suspended for the first 2 games. He's back. There's three players that you would generally say would start in any squad or any team in this division. And yeah, I thought, and I've said to the boys that from what I've seen, that they have to step up to the plate compared to players that I've got that have been suspended, and it's not good enough. It's just not good enough, and there will be changes.
Personnel, I mean, Farl started on the right today. We usually see the best of him left coming in. What was the thinking behind that? Did you want to see him in a different role?
Not at all. Farl can play left and right. If you look at Sean Lucian's been better for me on the left. Yeah, where he cuts in, creates a space for Andrew for the overload, and that was it. And I know Mo's good at running at players, so that was that. It was no real fault, and if you noticed that they kept swapping as well. So
they did. It was fluid first
time. Exactly. So it wasn't a case of any reason for this or that. They can both play both sides.
And Louis not starting. What was the thing?
Louis Elliott's suspended on Saturday, so I didn't want to risk Louis for 90 minutes. So we get Elliott in there. There is much of a muchness quality-wise. And that was it. So Louis come on for the last 25-30 minutes, and then obviously he will start Saturday.
Do you have the same level of confidence in the system you want to play, the 4-3-3?
Well, it's the 4-2-3-1, but yeah.
But do you think structurally with this group of players this is where you need to be, or do you think, having watched a couple of games, that you might need to adapt?
What I need to do and what we need to do as a group is stop conceding goals, because goals change games, and it's an old cliche. that first goal that goes in was their first chance. If it was a worldie, or if it was a great movement by a player, or it was a great build-up play by the team, and you take it on the chin, that was a weak goal to concede. And then it literally stopped us in our tracks. We didn't respond to it. 3 minutes later, like I say, we conceded another one, which is not good enough. Defensively, it was not good enough. And then that's it. I mean, they had 2 chances in the first half. They were 2-0. And it's not, I was saying 2-0 from 2 good goals, it's 2-0 from 2 poor goals. It's in the 6-yard box. So for me, it's the back line, Tolf's got to dominate that area. For me, they haven't. And yeah, it's a case that things have to change.
And finally, there was a lot of optimism around, and hopefully we'll get that back. But you couldn't have imagined a worse start.
To be honest with you, no, not at all. I didn't. Obviously, you never envisage you're losing 2-0. 2 games. One. I get 3-2 and conceded 4 goals away. 3 goals away from home. But listen, at the end of it, I always knew that I had 3 players of mine, strong players, that were out for the first 2, maybe 3 games with Sean McCauley. Sean's obviously had a recovery and got in the master wear, so he's available on Saturday. So no, listen, but it's about what we do now going forward, how we change what we're trying to do and the mentality of it when we're defending. And personnel have to change. It's that simple. I've not seen enough. Don't get me wrong, Leo is back on Saturday. I've not seen enough. So for me, if Leo got injured, am I now going to be worried that I have to go back to a defensive situation without him? Well, no, I can't work like that. So yeah, things have to change.
All right. See you Saturday.
Cheers. Yeah.